Hi, the book I'd like to recommend is Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson. It's a nonfiction book I read in the last year or so, and in a lot of ways it was a real eye-opener for me. Bryan Stevenson, the author, is a civil rights attorney, and he began his career working down south in Atlanta. And the book deals with several cases that he worked with and a lot of things that he learned about our justice system in the process. But it really centers on the case of Walter McMillan. And McMillan was a black man living in Alabama in the early 80s, and he was accused and convicted of a crime, a murder that he didn't commit, despite there being a lot of evidence of his innocence. And so he's sentenced to death and awaiting his execution on death row. And Bryan Stevenson takes up his case and sets about trying to clear Walter's name and secure his freedom. And so there's a lot of information in the book, statistics about problems in our justice system, ways that we need to do better. But as I said, it really centers on this man, Walter McMillan, and puts a face on the problem. And while there's definitely an argument being made for mercy in this book, it's also a page turner. It's because there's the story, there's the sense that Stevenson is racing against the clock to clear Walter's name before he's executed, and there's a sense of urgency in that way that just keeps you turning the pages. And so I highly recommend it for what we can learn and what it has to say about justice in America, but also for the story. And again, that's Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson. There is a movie that they made in the last couple years that's pretty well done. It captures a lot of the story of Walter, but it doesn't capture everything. So I recommend both. But if I had to pick one, as usual, I'd go with the book. Happy reading.